What if the ache inside you isn't proof that something is wrong with you? What if it's a memory, a longing for the life that you were created to live? Most Australians are busier than ever, more connected than ever, more entertained than ever. Yet anxiety, loneliness, addiction, depression and hopelessness continue to rise. Maybe the problem isn't what we think it is. Maybe the longing inside us is trying to tell us something. We all carry things we rarely talk about. Stress, regret, fear. The feeling that life should somehow be more than this. We hide it well. How are you? Good. Even when we're not. So we keep moving, keep working, keep scrolling, keep distracting ourselves. But eventually the noise fades and the ache remains, because no matter what we chase, something inside us still whispers, there must be more. Maybe that's because we were created for more. Not merely survival, not merely consumption, not merely the next distraction. Human beings were created in the image of God, created as life bringers, hope carriers, bridge builders, created to reflect God's goodness into the world and bring his life wherever death had taken hold, created to know God, walk with him, and participate in his work of restoring the world. But somewhere along the way, we exchanged that calling for substitutes. We asked money to make us feel secure, success to make us valuable, relationships to make us complete, pleasure to make us feel alive. That's a lot to ask from things that were never designed to carry the weight of a human soul. Every idol promises life, but every idol delivers death. Then something extraordinary happened. One human being finally lived the life humanity was created to live. He wasn't ruled by fear. Money didn't own him. Power didn't corrupt him. Pleasure didn't control him. He loved completely, gave completely, trusted completely. He showed us what it means to be fully human. His name was Jesus. Not simply a teacher, not simply a religious leader, the Son of God, the perfect image of God, the true life bringer, the true hope carrier, the true bridge builder. But the powers that enslave humanity would not let him go unchallenged. Betrayal, violence, injustice, humiliation, torture, death itself. The powers of sin and death threw everything they had at him. Yet he answered with truth, compassion, forgiveness, and self-giving love. Jesus entered our brokenness, carried our rebellion, bore our shame, took upon himself everything that separates humanity from God. And when he died, it looked like death had won. But death had picked the wrong man. The sinless Son of God entered death itself and broke its power. Death met life and lost. The resurrection wasn't a comeback. It was a conquest. The beginning of a new creation. A declaration that death does not get the final word. That evil does not get the final word. That despair does not get the final word. God's future had arrived. Jesus didn't rise simply to prove who he was. He rose to begin restoring everything that had been broken, to reunite heaven and earth, to bring the life of God back into the world. The opposite of sin isn't being good, it's becoming fully human. And Jesus showed us what true humanity looks like. That's why the invitation of Jesus is bigger than religion, bigger than rules, bigger than simply trying harder. Jesus didn't come merely to rescue you. He came to restore you, to reconnect you with your Creator, to place His life within you, to make you part of God's renewal of the world, to make you what you were always meant to be, a life bringer, a hope carrier, a bridge builder. If Jesus is alive, and He is, and if the ache inside you is really a longing for the life you were created for, what would stop you from accepting His invitation today? No performance, no religious language, no pretending, just honesty. Talk to Him. Tell Him what you think. Tell Him what you've done. Tell Him what you're afraid of. Tell Him what you're hoping for. Ask Him to show you who He really is. And if you're not sure where to start, we've provided a simple prayer at the top of this page. Not as a formula, not as magic words, just as a guide to help you begin an honest conversation with Jesus. Because following Jesus doesn't begin with religion, it begins with relationship. Thank you for listening.